Joining us is the gentleman from California, former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. Welcome, Mr. Speaker. I wonder if Ms. Jones from the great state of Texas knows what Democrats have done in the past in Illinois, California, other blue states where they draw lines to get rid of even moderate Republicans. I mean, you're from California. I mean, they would do whatever they need to do to get rid of Republicans in California.
You're right, Trey. And had she studied this issue at all, she would have gone to Illinois not to join this Pritzker governor, but to protest him. Whereas President Trump gets 44% of the vote in Illinois, but the Democrats make up more than 83% of all the seats. Because under Pritzker, he gerrymandered and split all the Republican seats to take the core value just for the Democrats. And what you really have to get to the core of this argument, think of the three major governors who are complaining: California, Illinois, and New York. Now let's look at their history. They're all Democrat governors who dream of running for president and are trying to appease the Democratic extreme base. Here you go with New York. Democrats are complaining that you can't draw lines mid-term, meaning outside of when the census has gone. Do you know New York actually did this last term, in between? The Democrats championed it. Hakeem Jeffries, he made the argument. He said it was because we wanted to win the House. But I didn't see the Republicans in New York running away. Pritzker in Illinois gerrymandered it where he took more than half of any ability for Republicans to have. Now, California, Gavin Newsom has the most hypocrisy of them all. Because, Trey, you're a man of the law. Do you know the state constitution in California? Hiram Johnson allows people to have amendments. So they have propositions on the ballot. The people of California voted for Prop 11, which says there would be a commission to draw the lines. Right now, Gavin Newsom wants to change the amendment to the Constitution that the people of California voted for to give the legislature the power for him to do it. But first, let's look at the lines currently in California. President Trump gets 38% of the vote, but Republicans only get 17% of the seats. Now, you can't compare all these states equal, because California has 52 congressional seats. You'd have to make up, you'd take Colorado, Pennsylvania, and Florida combined just to make up where California's at. But he's already drawn the seats in gerrymandered people, but now he wants to go so far as to change the Constitution. Why? Simply because he wants to appease extreme Democrats to try to run for president instead of upholding the law. I think this makes sure that he should never run for president to do something like this.
Yeah, and I hope that Texas Democrat legislator is listening to you, because she is in one of the three most gerrymandered states in the entire union, in Illinois. Let's listen to Greg Abbott in Texas, and then I'll ask you about it on the other side.
These lawmakers have abandoned their seat because we are incapable of conducting business for the people of Texas, because they have fled. This is the most un-Texan thing we've ever seen. In Texas, from the time of the Alamo until today, Texas stand and fight. They fled and went to leftist blue states that may be more aligned with their personal philosophy that is not welcome in the state of Texas.
All right, Speaker, there is some evidence the 2020 census was flawed in a way that actually hurts Republicans. It hurt from a reapportionment or electoral college standpoint. So is there an argument that a state like Texas that really got treated unfairly with the 2020 census ought to redistrict to at least reflect what the numbers really are?
That's true. Texas and Florida. Because remember, when we did the census, then COVID hit. And then we had a new president. And then they made a calculation. Remember the Supreme Court case, trees don't vote, people vote. That's where you get reapportionment, because you've got to make them almost equal as close as you can as you go through. It's disproportionately, Democrats actually have more seats than they should in these races. But if you look at Texas, say Texas is able to achieve what they're going about to do. President Trump gets 56% of the vote. It would only end up with Republicans still less, a lower percent with Republican seats in Texas than currently in California and Illinois. And these are the states they're running to. Governor Abbott has a very good argument there. When you think of Texas, people stay and fight. I would think any legislature would stay in and have that fight and make that argument. You don't run away. What type of example is this for our children? This is an idea that if they're upholding their Constitution, the legislature gets to draw it. But here you go, California, the people voted to actually put it into the Constitution that it takes away from the power of the legislature to a commission. And Gavin Newsom wants to change that when he already holds 83% of the seats, where Republicans only have 17%, but they get 38% of the vote. That is already a problem. People should be running to California to make sure California gets more Republican seats.
Well, in the meantime, we got to get you out of California because you're paying really high state income taxes there. We got to get you to South Carolina or somewhere in the South. You're in a new income bracket now. We got to get you out of California. You can keep Gavin Newsom, but we need Kevin McCarthy. Mr. Speaker, thank you for joining us on a Sunday night and for telling us the numbers, because I think when you hear what percentage of vote President Trump got juxtaposed with the number of reps in that state is pretty stark. So I did not peg you for a math guy, but thank you for sharing the math with us.
Thank you, Trey.